Assalamu alaikum, good evening, and namaskar to everyone. It is truly my honor and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker this evening, a distinguished alumnus of Aligarh Muslim University, a successful entrepreneur, a generous philanthropist, and on a personal note, my childhood friend and neighbor here in the United States. His journey beautifully reflects the vision of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, combining education, enterprise, and service to humanity. Through hard work and leadership, he built a highly successful business career and used his success to make a lasting difference in society. Among his many contributions worldwide, what makes every Aligarhian proud is his generous donation of the Business Management Building and auditorium in Mass Communication Building at AMU. He is also one of the generous donors to our scholarship program, a lasting symbol of his deep love and commitment to his alma mater. In fact, if I may, Frank has never ever refused help to our association. Whenever we needed him, he was there. Now, the 2 or 3 minutes I have can hardly do justice to his services and contributions. It would truly take hours to describe the full measure of his impact and generosity. So in the interest of time, I'll simply say this. He is a true embodiment of the Aligarh spirit, that is excellence, integrity, generosity, and service to others. Please join me in welcoming a remarkable son of Aligarh, a visionary philanthropist, and my dear friend, Dr. Frank Islam. Thank you, Frank, for being with us this evening. We are truly honored to have you share your thoughts and inspiration on this special occasion. Frank.
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Well, I'd like to acknowledge my wife, Debbie. Please stand up. And our niece, Tamara. And my three brothers, Mushir, Zia, and Shah Islam. And they all went to AMU.
Just for a second. Now it'll work. Right.
Okay. Madam Vice Chancellor, fellow alumni, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, by the way, where's Fazal? Thank you for that kind introduction. It's truly a pleasure and privilege to be with you, my fellow AMU alumni, at this Golden Jubilee celebration for the Aligarh Alumni Association in Washington, D.C., and the annual gatherings of the Federation of Aligarh Alumni Association. Before starting my speech, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Fazal Khan and where's Afzal Osmani? Afzal and Abdullah Bhai.
Thank you.
Abdullah Bhai for inviting me to speak to you today. I congratulate the Federation for serving the educational and cultural needs of the community. A lot of things brings us together because we're linked by common goals, common cause, and common interests. AMU tells the story of our past and defines our future. AMU remains an inseparable and indispensable part of our life and our journey and our story. We still cherish the fond memories of AMU. We have much to celebrate at the Golden Jubilee. Let me give you 3 reasons at the top of my list. The first reason to celebrate is that we are all part of the Aligarh family tree. We're connected to each other because of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, who, when he founded Aligarh 150 years ago, said, and I quote, From the seed which we sow today, there may spring up a mighty tree whose branches, like those of the banyan of the soil, shall in their turn strike firm, roll into the earth, and stand forth new and vigorous sapling. Years ago, we were those sapling. We are now branches of the mighty Aligarh family tree. The second reason to celebrate that you members of the AADC have done over the past 50 years through scholarship and other contribution to help grow the Aligarh family tree and make it even stronger. The third reason to celebrate is Sasiyat said and requested throughout the length and the breadth of the land to preach the gospel of free inquiry, of large-hearted toleration, and of pure morality. The latest statistics I have seen indicate there are almost 20,000 Aligarh alumni working to make a difference in other 100 countries. These are reasons for us to celebrate. Another reason to celebrate is our personal journey. Each of our paths has been different, but because of Aligarh, we have been able to chart them successfully and to be a difference maker. I've been asked to share my journey from AMU to USA in my remarks tonight and to discuss how we can help AMU. I will do so beginning with my journey and turn them to how we can help AMU by supporting the development of the next generation's AMU difference maker. My journey started in the small rural city of Azamgarh, India, and Abdullah Bhai is from Azamgarh, and so is my family. And I spent many early school years there. My family moved from Azamgarh to Aligarh. In Aligarh, I was attending Aligarh Muslim University when I met Professor Wolfgang Thron. Remember that name? A visiting college professor of mathematics from the University of Colorado in Boulder. He convinced me that I should go to America to pursue a degree in the in the emerging field of computer science. So even though it was scary, I decided to leave my family and friends in India with just a few $100s in my pocket, and knowing no one went to Boulder, Colorado at my time. Then I studied diligently, made a few friends. I left Boulder with my bachelor's and master's degree in computer science and to pursue a lifelong journey of owning a company. I come from a family that owned a business. I had no personal experience or role model in business, so I decided to do my apprenticeship and to learn the ropes by going to work for two large IT companies, that's the CSC and Raytheon. With that experience, I felt ready to go out my own and acquired the QSS Group Incorporated, an IT company in Washington, D.C. in 1994 for $45,000. Remember that number. My wife Debbie and I had to mortgage our home to do that. I must admit the first year were not easy. I worked 12-hour days and 7 days a week for little to no money. There were many tough days, but we persevered. With the help of a wonderful management team that I recruited over time, we created a small business plan and built the QSS Group from one employee, that's me, to more than 3,000 employees, an annual revenue of in excess of $300 million. In 2007, after 13 years, I sold the business to Ras Parod. Anybody know Ras Parod? Yes. Good man. He died. And he gave election to President Clinton, and Clinton said, no, he didn't give me business. I learned it. That sale allowed me to shift my focus on philanthropy. I have devoted the majority of my time over the past 2 decades to philanthropy. That's a top-line review of my personal journey. Now let me turn my attention to why and how we can help AMU. I believe we should help AMU because the AMU has helped us make our own journeys. We should help AMU to help others to become the next generation of AMU difference makers. Let me elaborate on this. We were able to make our own journey because Aligarh gave us a solid education and prepared us to make what I call the AMU difference maker. I personally recognize the tremendous difference that a solid foundation can make in one's life. Aligarh provided me with an excellent education. More importantly, its faculty instilled in me the core values that I have adhered to throughout my adult life. And they are a love for education, eternal optimism about hopes and dreams, keeping steadfast to standards of excellence, living in peace and harmony, being tolerant and respectful of the dignity of each person. That AMU education and those values enabled me to become an AMU difference maker. Over the years, because of their education, men and women from Aligarh have been difference makers in all walks of life: educators, politicians, poets, scientists, engineers, medical doctors, business people. The list goes on and on and on. You in this audience, in this Golden Jubilee tonight, are those difference makers. It is my honor to be with you. You are already given to AMU to support scholarship and made other contributions to help create the next generations of AMU difference makers. It's my understanding that Aligarh Alumni Association of Washington, D.C. has given out more than 3,300 AMU scholarships since 1976. Did I get the number right, Abdullah bhai? 4,500. 4,500, that's better than 3,300 when it began making awards. Among those awardees have helped educate the future generations of doctors, dentists, nurses, computer scientists, IT specialists, lawyers, and teachers. The list could go on and on and on. I have joined you in support of scholarship. In addition, 2017, my wife Debbie and I dedicated the Frank and Debbie Islam Management Complex, as Afzal Osmani mentioned, at AMU. At that dedication, I predicted from this management complex will come the future leaders who will make the world a better place. In 2019, we dedicated the Frank and Debbie Islam Auditorium at the Department of Mass Communication at AMU. At that dedication, I said, this auditorium is a place where information and ideas will be exchanged. That will impact the who, what, where, how, and why of future communications. Viewed from this perspective, it is more than a hall for assembling, it is a launching pad. I have invested in AMU because, like you, I experienced and been offered from the Aligarh difference. The difference helps us make our own marks in society. That's why at this Golden Jubilee celebrations, we should review our commitment to support AMU to help future students secure the AMU education that we had in order to make their own marks. We should look at this an act of charity or generosity, but as an investment. The return on that investment will be exponential. There will be more Aligarh alums in Washington, D.C. and other places of Aligarh Alumni Association meeting across the U.S. and around the world. In my opening remarks, I quoted Sir Syed and said, we were here to celebrate being branches of the Aligarh family tree and to celebrate what you have done to help more branches to that tree. Sir Syed would be pleased, as should we be. We should be pleased, but more not completely satisfied. We should remember that near the end of the life, Sir Syed said, I built this institution for you, and I'm sure it will carry the light of this institution far and wide darkness will disappear from all around. End of quotation. There's still much darkness all around the world. That is why at this golden anniversary we should let that light shine. That light should be golden and keep Aligarh's light shining brightly and shine even brightly against the darkness for generations and generations of students to come. Those students will keep the light shining for the 75th anniversary and the 100th anniversary of Jubilees. We're here to celebrate the past, to celebrate the present, to help create the next generation of AMU difference maker who will keep those celebrations going into the future. By the way, thanks for listening to me and for your generous contribution to enable the Aligarh light to shine brighter and our family tree to grow bigger and stronger in the decades to come. Have a very happy Golden Jubilee, Abdullah Bhai.
Okay. The plaque reads, Aligarh Alumni Association, Washington, D.C. presents the Syed Ahmad Khan Award to Dr. Frank Islam, entrepreneur and philanthropist, in recognition of his trailblazing leadership and dedication to the community. October 25, 2025, Washington, D.C. Thank you. Congratulations.